good morning, and how are we doing today? I'm just getting all my stuff set up right now. We are going to be using the solid fuel forge today, so there's that bonus. It'll be a little bit nicer and more quiet to talk and a little bit more fun. Now, I do need to find what we're working on. We were working on the crossguard. There it is. Really want to get these tines straightened out and in line. So, I figured the best way to do that, instead of using the gas forge, that's primarily for mass heating, we'll use the the solid fuel forge, which is more precise. Fire! Like I said, this is a lot more low key than you running the gas forge. But even though it's a little bit more low key, it's nice. And actually, a solid fuel forge still gets to that right temperature that you need. Alan, good morning, and hey, it's going great. I figured today we would use the solid fuel forge to try and straighten this guy out, just because it's a little bit more precise than a gas forge. Actually, it's a lot more precise than a gas forge. So we should be able to get, isolate the heat a lot better to get this straightened out, because it's really out of alignment. This one just needs to get bent. That's fine. But this one needs to get completely reworked here. That's just not okay in my book. How you doing today? What projects are you working on? Nice. Got me new to me wood stove installed yesterday. Oh, that's awesome. You sent me pictures of that last week, right? That thing is a beaut. Yeah, it seems like you got it installed just in time. For this weather to start turning. Apparently, a nor'easter is going to be hitting New Jersey and New York today and tomorrow. So that's going to mean we're going to get a lot of cold weather our way. David Pinto, hola. I'm not sure what the rest of that is, but, And working on some blueprints for a spicy footboard. Ooh. I like the spice. And for those of you that are wondering, this is all controlled by a hand-pumped double-lung bellows. The bellows are actually underneath the table there. Let's see if I can get that tilted. It's kind of hard to see from this angle, but you can see him down here. So, I say the first thing to do with this would be to get this guy straightened out here. And that'll give us a good spot to hold on to and reference everything else off of. So, let's get that in there. Start getting us warmed up. Morning, stranger.
You doing, cooking breakfast?
Something like that. Working on a sword.
Over easy.
I'm doing a live stream right now.
Oh, cool.
The Kids Raider. I subbed. Awesome. Thanks for your sub. Thanks for subscribing, buddy. How are we doing today?
We're living the dream.
Yeah, at least someone is.
Building a little fire over there, are you?
Yeah, well, I need to fix the quillions because they got a little crooked, and it's easier to do that with the solid fuel forge because I can isolate the heat a lot better than the gas forge, which just heats the piss out of everything.
Okay.
And I want to get that nice and straightened out, and then finish putting in the bevels on the blade. Finally got this guy, pretty much where I want it, size-wise. You put the bevels on, and then I need to lay in that fuller. I want to go about 3/4 up with the fuller to make it lighter, but also, make it pop out more. So before I go, any further on that, I want to get the crossguard finished, so I don't have to worry about it.
Nice.
And let's see. Alan, planning to attach it and detachable so it can be mobile. That's beautiful. And Pedro Baleria from Bassi. Hello from Brazil. Well, hello from Pennsylvania. And there's another message held for review. Let's see. Show, I guess.
I won't keep you, man.
All right, you take care. Kimberly Mantooth, NIG. So I'm guessing you're from Nigeria? Cool. And RJ, 67. Still no idea what that's for. 3D Craft Studios. Hello from Algeria. Hello. And George Carnosis. Carnatosis. No. Yes? And Caesar, hello, greetings from Argentina. I got people from all around the world today. That's cool. That's so cool. Well, time to put my gear on. What are we crafting? Working on a sword, but I want to get the crossguard finished. And it's kind of out of alignment with where I put the blade through. So I want to get that fixed up first. So let's drop this down so you can see the anvil too. All right, you can see the whole anvil. All right. And you still see the fire. Beautiful. Where's my hammers? I don't think I want that one today. Where's my favorite hammer? Where's my good hammer? It's around here somewhere. I know it is. Ah, there it is. Let's get this straightened out here first. So see how everything's a little cattywampus? Like this one's starting to get in line now, but this one down here is just way off. So I want to try, I'm going to heat the side up again just a wee bit more to get us to where I want. And then we could swip it around and work on the other side. Hammer. Hammer! Oh, what's that guy's name? Does the hammer stuff. Man, I would love to have him here and forge something with him. Y'all can find out who, Tank or Tuncolin or whatever his name is. If y'all can find him and get him to come up here, we'll forge something together. I think that would be awesome. And I'm going to butcher your name and I apologize. Yusina Indonesia in the house. Oh, everyone's coming up today. That's great. We have shorter, smaller, curly swords here. Really fits and just slips onto your waist too. Yes. So, cool thing about blades and stuff, and swords and everything else and armor, they all kind of work together in this weird little dance. So like a longsword, which is what I'm making now, is great against longswords and armor, but is trash against like cloth stuff. So like, you know, like a samurai wouldn't really be hurt by an English longsword. Not nearly that bad, because of the type of armor they have. And a katana wouldn't cut through armor, English armor. But a katana was great at cutting through, you know, other samurai armor and just Japanese armors and stuff. And I'm sure, you know, the stuff in Indonesia is the same way. It was built for a very specific purpose, for a very specific use case. What that use case is, I'm not 100% sure on, but I'm sure you might have a pretty good idea. And let's see. Yeah, love that katana. I love a katana too. Actually, I got a wakizashi here that I'm restoring. This one, at least as it was told to me, since there's no maker's mark on it, was captured during World War II. And the guy who captured it brought it home and was using it to cut weeds. I'd say that's pretty good for that side. Let's swap this around. See what we can do with this other side here. And let's see. Is it your job or is it just a hobby? This is actually one of 2 jobs I have. This is a great business that I started for a long time. I was able to do it full time, but things dried up. Personal stuff happened, so I had to get a real job again. Real job. So during the day, I work in an engineering office, and nights and weekends, I run Knightsmith. So it's very, very exhausting. Whoa, cool. Good luck. Well, thank you. And Ezra, hi. You were on my little impromptu live stream the other night when I was doing some woodworking, weren't you? I believe I recognize your name, Ezra. I believe I do. I believe. It'd be nice to live in a world where I didn't have to, where I could, instead of make this a business, you know, make it just a hobby, doing cool stuff, but gotta work, work, work. After I'm done doing this here, I'm going back home, making some sheaths and dropping, what was it, 6 knives and a bunch of other doobly-doos off at a local shop. That shop is Union Vapors in Dixon City. Oh, Justina, you remember Ezra too. That's awesome. Were you here? Were you here on the other day with the woodworking I was doing over on my other bench, chiseling stuff out? Do you make spearheads? Actually, that's one of the few things I haven't done yet. I've made just about everything else. Except spearheads. I've even made paintball equipment. I should make one. Or 12. There's 2 things I haven't made that it seems like every blacksmith makes. Spearheads and arrowheads. And I haven't done either yet, strangely enough. And I've been doing this for what, 21 years? I should. Now, since I'm using a railroad clip on this, I want to give it a good long soak in that heat. Make it nice and mushy for me. This is also the first time I've forged crossguard. Up to this point, I've only done stock removal. So this whole thing is a whole new experiment for me. And 21. Yeah, I've been doing this for 21 years. It started when I wanted to get a knife to go camping with. I wanted a big camp knife. My father said no. And I said, all right, well, I'm going to make one then. So I did. And I cannot even begin to pronounce your name, N, but hello nonetheless. And Brianna Sybil said hi. Hello, Brianna. So, let's get this cranking here. See what we can do. Get a little goofy with it. Now, I might end up collapsing that beautiful eye I made with all those nice impressions, trying to get this straightened out, and if that's the case, that's the case. I hope it's not. And that's why I didn't want to forge any more on the blade until I got this done, just in case I needed to use the blade to ream it out again. And 3D Studios, cool. All right, I think we're getting closer. I think I might have to use my heavy hammer. Starting to get some movement. Starting to get a little bit closer to where we want to be. But yeah, I've never forged a quillion before, so this is quite new to me. Always been stock removal. Let's see. 3D Studios. I saw the Outdoor Boys making arrowheads in one of his videos, and it was cool. Yeah, I saw, what's his name? That British kid. Alex? He did a challenge on how many bodkins he can make in, I think, 6 hours or 8 hours. He also ended up teaching class and stuff. I want to try that. I want to beat him. Brianna, I missed the beginning of the stream. What are you making? I'm working on a sword. I've been working on the sword for a few weeks. But the problem is the crossguard. I got that fitted up first. And, well, the quillions are not straight to where the blade went through. So before I finish the blade, because I mean, still in kind of a pretty rough shape. But this is the business end that we're working with today. So this is where it needs to, the quillions need to align to. So before I do any more on that, I want to get this straightened out. Which is what we're doing today. And let's see. How did I learn this? I want to try and make something. Well, I learned this before the internet was really a thing. So, there was no YouTube, there was no Google. So I just searched and searched online until I found a couple forums, started talking to people, and they pointed me to some books. Let's see. Well, let's sit in for a second. Let's go check the library. I can give you a couple really good suggestions here. And pardon me. There we are. Welcome to my library. At least the shop's library. Let's see. This is a good one. And these are good ones. All right, so the one I got really started on, which would probably be the most beneficial for you if you're just starting out and on a shoestring budget, Wayne Goddard's $50 knife shop. Now, this one's great, but you know, a lot of their stuff doesn't. A lot of their pictures don't have color, so it's a little hard. I believe the only one that really has color in here is the temperature gauges. So he only has a couple in here. I ended up making a version of this Viking dagger here. Cable Damascus and all that jazz. I just did a set of 8 kunai, 6 for a client and 2 to sell at that one store. But, you know, this is the most page on here. So this is a great resource. The other two I would recommend is the Backyard Blacksmith. This lady tells you a ton of shit about how to basically do everything. Where Wayne drops off, she picks right up. And she is an amazing resource. L'Oreella Sims. And those are both very beginner-friendly books, very everything else. They're very good. And if you get a little bit more advanced, I would get the Backyard Blacksmith. Or sorry, Practical Blacksmithing and Metalworking. Another great book. This goes through a lot more advanced shit. You know, they cover all the basics again, but they're they more gloss over the basics, and they get into more, you know, how to make different types of tongs, different types of forges, different ways to draw things out, scarf joints and weldings, different types of nails. So this is more of a practical thing if you're going to be making this into a business. You know, different scribes and stuff, domestic hardware, hinges, you know, gates and scrolls and shit. Different ways to shear metal, drilling, screwing, you know, making your own hardware from scratch. Very good. Now, let's get back to business. All right, 21 years ago, it was hard to learn things. Yeah, it was. So there was a lot of fuck around and find out. That's just the nature of learning things. And Brianna, did I learn leather to complement blacksmithing? Yes. Oh, that's exactly why I learned it. It was more to complement, you know, armor smithing, which is a specialization of blacksmithing. Do all the straps and stuff. But yeah, it was basically to complement how to do my craft. And 3D Craft Studios, why don't you make videos to show us how to do it? I intend on it. I have been going balls to the wall all summer, actually since, well, this time last year, just as hard and fast and moving as much as I can, because I recently separated from my ex-wife, and I've had to start my life basically from scratch. And this shop here has not only kept me sane, but it's also kept me fed. And where, you know, all the bills and stuff need to get paid, my engineering job doesn't pay for quite everything. And now I need to get a new car. Found that out last night, by the way. It's great. My Jeep. I bought my Jeep for $750. And, well, It needs about $4 grand worth of work to make it road legal. So this sword here that I'm making is gonna help me pay for a new car. At least I hope so. But once I do get some downtime, and I will get downtime, not necessarily downtime, but you know, when the shop slows down, orders slow down, usually after Christmas is when I slow down big time, and I will start doing videos on how to do things more in depth. So if there are things that you want to learn with specificity, let me know. I could go through, you know, all the finer points of making nails, making tongs, whatever you want. I have a client right now who wants a Damascus crochet hook because she keeps bending hers somehow. And how do you usually take commissions? Reach out to me on Facebook, on the Knightsmith group. You can email me at knightsmith.sales@gmail.com. Or you can talk to me on TikTok, in the comment section here, in person. And I usually will give you a napkin quote to see if to actually gauge your interest. And if you say yes, then I'll write up a full quote, send it to you, which will include, you know, all the details of what I'm going to do for you and the price. And then as soon as you give me a deposit, you get in line. Unfortunately, I had one client back out the other day. I was going to be making her a giant Jenga set and a set of cornhole boards. And it was going to be for her son's college graduation. They wanted to paint it Eagles and everything else. And I mean, I'm definitely not an Eagles fan. Honestly, I don't like sports at all. Unless I'm playing it, I don't care. But the Eagles are... All right. I want to get that a little bit more red. It's a nice orange. I want to get it a little bit brighter. Do you make jewelry or smaller projects? I can make anything and everything except good financial decisions. You want clothes? I can make you clothes. You want jewelry? I can make you jewelry. You want adult intimate objects? I can make that too. You want a bed? Sure. Car parts? Yeah. Clothing? Here's the thing. I can go to a plot of land, survey it, clear it, draw up all the plans, build the building, put in the farms, and from that land, feed, clothe, and house a full family. And furnish the house if I have enough time and money. So yeah, I can make jewelry. I do make jewelry. I make a bunch of necklaces. I make rings. I work with all materials. So yeah, I can do it all. You want it? I can make it happen. 3D Craft Studios. Do you try and join competitions in swords? Actually, I have not. I mean, a competition would be a nice feather in my cap, but and Forged in Fire would be a fun, you know, just for the exposure and the experience, even if I don't win. But I don't have the time. I'm too busy. I gotta go. Well, between the two jobs, I generally work about 80 to 100 hours a week. So, not a lot of free time. Let's pop this down again. See, here's the problem. We closed that eye up again. But I think we're close enough now that I will reopen that. I'll drive this down on the blade, and we'll work everything in conjunction because we're not getting hot enough to forge weld anything. And I need to grab some more charcoal. And I'm specifically doing all this by hand pumping, just so that we don't get up to that temperature. Let's see. Craft Studios. In my country, we work 8 hours a day. 8 hours for five. Is that £5? €5? I'm not sure what denomination that is. A day. It's slavery. North Africa, Algeria, Morocco, and Tanzania. Aye. That is not a lot. Not a lot of money. It's the same. So, yeah. That's rough. That's really rough, man. So, let's see. Voice. Where's that one chisel I made? Because that was the right size to drift this out. There we go. We got that guy. I want to get this nice and spicy before we try and open everything back up. I think I got things moving the right direction. I think so. Do I have an Etsy shop? I did for a long time, but Etsy sucks. So I've done all in-person commissions, and I sell everything at 570 Union Vapors. I did have a second store, but they shut down about a year ago that I was in. I need to find more stores. So let's get this guy here. It would be nice if I had a second set of hands to help me out today, but that is not always the way of the world, now is it? Now I don't want to get this thing blistering hot. Yeah, Etsy is absolute trash. It started out as a great site. But they all do. Have you ever thought about making your own website to further your exposure? Yes. I do want to get my own website together. And actually, the name I want for the website just recently came up for sale. I am not able to purchase it at this time, especially now that I have to buy a new car. But that will be coming in the future, and that way I could showcase, you know, all the crap that I do. Getting back open. But yes, that is on my agenda. And Jennifer said, hi, what am I working on? I'm working on the crossguard for a sword. It was almost done, but it wasn't quite where I wanted it to be. So I need to kind of fix and rearrange things a little bit. And let me bring this up a little bit so you can all see where I'm working. We good? Yeah, we're good. That's cool. Thank you. We're just about punched through again. And then it's time to sink it all the way down. Have you reached out to other influencers for collaborations? Yes, I have. But again, I've had to let a lot of things lay fallow because of all the personal stuff recently. And I'm American. Yes, I am. Unfortunately. And Hammer! I swear, we need to get that guy on here. Get Tank. Someone call him. We can forge a big hammer for him. An axe. And since we're almost popped through, I'm going to show you the absolute wrong way to use a set of tongs. You ready? 46 minutes, and I have beautiful eyes. Oh, I thank you. I grew them myself. And if you subscribe to the channel, you might see these baby blues. Well, they're green today. They do change. Why am I sad about being American? Have you paid attention to the news, world history, geopolitical stances? This country has fallen to the fascists, and people are cheering. Don't use your tongs like this, kids. There we go. So while I'm not really upset to be American, I'm upset at what is happening to my country. And unfortunately, because of our prestige and economic and military prowess, what happens here affects the whole world, which is horrifying. It's a dream for my people to go there. Honestly, minus what's happened in the last 10 or 12 years, it really was a wonderful country. And it can be again. Anyways. Brianna, do I film from my phone or from a separate camera? It depends. I do most of my filming from my camera. Like right now I'm live streaming from my camera. However, I also have a camera set up at the house where I can do a bunch of streaming and stuff, and but most of it is from my phone. I do want to get a separate camera, and I also have a GoPro that I use. And Jennifer, well then I must subscribe. Well, please do. And hey, if y'all like what you're seeing here, you can go and just want to help out, you know, even $1 every now and then, go over to patreon.com/Knightsmith. Help me out a lot. Get me into a bigger, better shop where I can start teaching classes on a regular basis, because I do want to teach classes. And if I get into a bigger, better shop, another thing I want to do is start, and this is in direct response to the policies that have been going on in this country and the cuts. I want to start making flat pack children's beds and make them available for free for people with low income housing. low incomes and stuff. I don't think I can do that for a global market, but anything I can do to help kids out, I will. But in this tiny ass shop, I'm not able to. Brianna, you are very handsome. Why, thank you. I appreciate that. Y'all are making me blush. 3D Craft Studios. That will be cool to make classes. Yes, it would be awesome. And I'm going to butcher your name, and I apologize. Batiki Serahai Thethlali Yorok Lilius said hi. Oh, hello. And I know I butchered that, and I apologize. I try, though. I think you should make throwing knives. Actually, my last client is that's exactly what they ordered. She ordered 6 throwing knives. I made them out of mild steel. They were a bunch of fun. And hi, Sin Ho TV. Hello. Well, hello to you as well. They were a bunch of fun, and I actually do have a client who wants me to make a bunch of knives. I need to reach out to a water jet company. Because I have a blank that I made. Do I have it here? No, I have that at my house. That I'm going to draw up in CAD. So that way they can cut out a bunch of blanks, and I can start, not mass producing them, but semi-mass producing them. I still do the final forging, heat treating, grinding everything here, but that way I can actually get things out of here that are at a pretty affordable price for people. Because blacksmithing is expensive, and I charge for it. I charge very well for my services. I mean, in an ideal world, I would do this all for free, but this world is far from ideal, unfortunately. One more round of that, and we should be good. to start working how I want it to. But you can see we're starting to get back to where we all started. This side needs to get deeper again. We're almost there. We're almost there. And then I could fix that little misalignment. And yeah. And if you guys are in the area, there is a benefit going on for, I believe it's the Anthracite Heritage Museum and the Iron Furnaces. It's over at Seidel's. There's a bunch of my stuff I donated for prizes. You should go and say that I sent you. Let's see. There's a few things on here. Jennifer, you're a beautiful soul. I agree. Our country isn't the same. I try to stay under the radar. I do too, as much as I can, but at the same time, I keep coming back to that poem, For Whom the Bell Tolls. And honestly, that poem is about personal responsibility. If you hear the call, you answer. And silence is oppression's best friend. I cannot stay silent. I can't. 3D Studios. Do you know Ninja Stars? Kunai? Yeah, that's basically what she ordered. She ordered a bunch of kunai. Jennifer, I love helping children. I think your idea is very nice. Well, thank you. It needs to happen. People need to step up and help. Brianna, success? Partially. We're almost there. And 3D Craft Studios. Yeah, it's crazy world. You can't work in a job you love anymore. Actually, I love my engineering job. I do. We do so many cool projects. I mean, we do shitty projects too, but that's every job. But I love designing. I love building. I just like this better. Angry Hot Pocket. Do I play Skyrim? No, I don't. I don't have the time. I wish I did. And where did I get my apron? I got this off of... I got this off Amazon. For the most part, I like it. The problem is I need a new one because it's starting to get a little holy. And there are things I do want to change about, so I will be taking this as a pattern, making my own, and then I will be selling that. Like, namely, I wish this had a better mechanism back here for keeping these guys, closer, more snug back. This needs to be bigger, and I'd probably prefer a side entrance here. I want spaces, I want this to come up a little bit higher, kind of like up there, and then have this cropped a little bit closer to my arm. Not much, but a little bit. Anyways, and I want it to come a little bit further on the side, and then in the front, it doesn't come down far enough. I want the front to come down at least to where my kilt is, and I'm thinking having a split leg, so I'd have a big gusset in the center, and then have it so it can wrap around my legs. Be a lot better. I think there is a method in sword smithing using cold water and fire to make the sword stronger. No. There are water quench steels, but no. Snow Buddy Amada, cringe. Well, thanks for the comment anyways. And there's a view myth. Hail Satan! Okay, you can hail Satan as much as you want. not going to bother me. And Brianna, you look like Thor, or lore accurate Thor. Well, thank you. Does that mean I should let my hair down and really get it going? 'Cause I think I will. And maybe I'll be really cringe there, Little Miss Snow Bunny, and start singing some blacksmithing songs. I don't know most of the words, but we'll fake it. Blacksmith, blacksmith, forge me a blade of the strongest steel. And my enemies, their wounds may never heal. Blacksmith, blacksmith, forge me a blade for to chase the night. From the mind. Come on. I say that's a good fit. Not perfect, but I say that's pretty good, and I can call that a success. Now, now we're going to work the whole thing together. Because if you want me to be cringe, I can be super cringe. And I know you're trying to be all edgy and stuff by calling me cringy and saying, "Hail Satan," yeah, da 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 da. See, the thing is, I don't care. And if you read the Bible, Satan's not the bad guy. Where am I from? I'm from Northeast Pennsylvania. And oh my God, I'm in love. Well, thank you, thank you. And 3D Craft Studios, nice, right? We're getting there. Though we do need some more charcoal. Have you ever made curved swords? Angry Hot Pocket. Yes. I've made a few cutlasses before. I've made a scimitar. Let's see, the two cane swords I made were actually rapiers. Or not really rapiers, more like sabers. They had a very slight belly to them. They're beautiful. Damascus, bone handle, gorgeous things. And what I mean like Shamshir. Sorry if I butchered the name. I probably did too. I haven't made one of those yet. That could be fun. That could be a lot of fun. And I think maybe after I'm done with this guy, if you guys really are into the whole, me making sword things, maybe I'll make some more. What's a super rough estimate on a set of kitchen knives? And are you single? Well, that second part is classified, ma'am. And a super rough estimate? All right, I hate doing this because it's going to hurt a lot of people. But a super rough estimate is between $350 and $5,000. because there's just no way. Like, a set of kitchen knives. Do you want Damascus? Do you want Unisteel? Unisteel's cheaper. Do you want just regular wood or epoxy handles? No problem. Do you want Damascus? That's more expensive. Do you want exotic woods or exotic handles? More expensive. Do you want me to forge the Damascus from scratch? More expensive. Do you want me to forge the Damascus from a meteorite? Much more expensive. Do you want fossil as your handle, or mammoth tusk or tooth as your handle? More expensive. Do you want gold or silver inlays? More expensive. So I can do anything you want. It's just a matter of time and money. And 3 Craft Studios. Did you ever try to make charcoal from wood? Yes. Basically, you just need a trash can, like a metal trash can, and a good fire. It's really pretty easy. I also made char cloth before, which is super useful if you're going camping or something. And you want to try it, do it. 90% of what I do is fuck around and find out. And I'm making shit work. Why can't you? Do it. Make the thing. Be awesome. And what would 500 get me for a rush order? That would get you a sentaku, a large sentaku, a carving knife, and 2 steak knives. Out of Unisteel, I'll probably use 1095, or I could use CRV2. Probably 1095 would be the easiest. Just, it's a very forgiving steel, and I could run with that. And a nice handle, not like ebony, but like maybe black walnut, and a nice spacer. Because this sword here is going to be about $1,000 for that single piece. Just this guy here is going to be a $80 knife. I'm going to put a brass bolster on it. Let's see. Like this butchering knife here is going to be a $400 knife. It's going to be a chicken hawk. Kind of looks like a chicken's eye. And this is all Damascus. And do I do repair work? Depends. Yeah. And these are all going to be finished in the near future. It depends on what I'm repairing. And the condition that it's in. And the speed and everything else. Not quite. Not quite. Almost there. Short sword replica rust damaged. Yeah, I can do that. Let's see, Jennifer. Pennsylvania was one of my choices, but I just moved to Tennessee. Well, I really like the state of Pennsylvania. There's a shit ton of things to do, and I love mountains. I know Tennessee's still in the the mountain range, but I love mountains. And I especially love the Susquehanna River. I have this dream, this goal, to join the 444 Club, which is doing the whole of the Susquehanna River from New York all the way down to the Chesapeake Bay. Now, you have to do it in one calendar year. I want to do it in one shot. And because I want to be extra, I'm going to make my own kayak to do it. And a short sword replica rust damaged. Yeah, I can fix that up for you. As long as I can disassemble it without destroying things, I could easily get that all nice and shined up and made, maybe not new, but pretty again. Now I'm going to drop this down because we can't really see the anvil here. And I know that's the money shot. Almost there. One more heat, and that should do it for us there. All right. Let's see, how hot can a steel get? Well, generally the melting point of steel is around 2200 degrees. So this forge, both of my forges can get to about 3000. So I have burned steel before, I've melted steel before, and that is a problem. Have you ever thought of commissioning for historical sites? Yes, I have. I'm actually trying to get on the board of directors for a historical society in the area, to not only get those jobs, but also to make sure that historical societies in this area are treated with the respect and dignity they deserve. Jennifer used to live in the Great Smoky Mountains. It was heaven there. Sounds beautiful. Truly, it does. Oh, shit, there it is. I was looking for these clips yesterday. I straightened a bunch of blades and I couldn't find my clips. Angry Hot Pocket. How much would it cost for a video game replica? It depends on the replica, how lore accurate you want it, and do you want it as a wall hanger or do you want it real? Like, let's say, just for shits and giggles, the Buster Sword from Final Fantasy. I think that's Final Fantasy. I can make a replica for like $500 or $600, and it would be hollow, and it would be hollow, still weighty, and look pretty. so you'd be able to lift it up and heft it around. But let's say if you want to make a real Buster Sword, heat treated and battle ready, you're looking at about $2.5 to $3 grand, maybe more. I'd have to really get into it, see how much the materials for it would cost. And Brianna, how much for a small crown? Gemstones provided. Well, that would depend on what material you want the crown base to be made out of. Do you want it steel, aluminum? I don't know, that'd be a few $100. You know, 5 or 6. It depends on how complex you want it. I could probably do one for like 300. If you want it gold and silver, add a 0. And you know, do you want it cast, or do you want it completely forged from scratch? Casting it would be significantly faster and cheaper, because then I could like mock it up in like wax and stuff and do a lot of fun things with it. So a lot of wiggle room there. And Jennifer, your work is fascinating. Haven't seen a site like yours. Well, thank you. I try to keep things interesting. And once we're done here, you know, with all the bladesmithing and stuff, I'm going to do this entire blade only on live stream. So from the forging, the woodwork to it, the inlays I'm going to do on the handle, I'm only going to work on this, except for grinding, because grinding's boring, on live. And I'm going to do a live stream. I do it every Sunday. I usually go for an hour. Today I'm going a little bit longer because I want to get this done, and I'm having a blast. Oh, it's only an hour and 20 minutes, so who cares? It's only 20 minutes. So I do need to get going at some point. So once I'm done with this, I am going to be getting off kind of quick instead of sitting around to jaw. Because I do have a piece of furniture I need to finish that needs to get delivered and installed today. And then I still have to go home, finish a bunch of sheaths for some knives, and drop those off at that vape shop, and then go looking at cars. So it's a busy, 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 busy day, but I'd prefer to stay here with you guys just a wee bit longer. And I think I'm melting my Tuyere a little bit. There's something in there that's burning and melting. Oh well. Let's see. Richard Kent. I'll subscribe. Looking forward to seeing. Awesome. Thank you so much, Richard. Something in here stinks. Alright, y'all, this should be the last heat on here to get things straightened out, because I think we're just about there, don't you think? Just a little bit more tinkering here and there. And I think we just about got it, folks. Still needs to go down a little bit. I say that's good enough. Now I'm going to heat this up, take the guard off. I think we're done as far as that goes. Let's see, Jennifer, how long does it usually take to complete? What's that, making a sword? I could say I could bang a sword out really if I really needed to. In about 3 days. It depends on the sword, the complexity, and everything else. Like this, I'm only doing it 1 hour a week, or a little bit more than an hour, I guess. So, meh. But if I really sat down and just went balls to the wall on one piece, I could probably do it in about 3 or 4 days. And Brianna, is it too late? Is now too late in the year for Christmas commissions? No. I'm finishing up the last few commissions I have because I've had a few people back out. So now is not too late for Christmas commissions. But like I said earlier, you know, I work at a pace and it is very hard to get me to have anyone skip in line. The only way people are able to skip in line is if, you know, there's someone's health or safety at risk. Like I have dropped a bunch of commissions before to go fix people's houses, or fix vehicles for people who needed it for, you know, commute. And usually that was because there were children involved. Like replacing a bunch of, you know, making a cabinet and fixing stuff because this one couple has children and all their pipes are lead, so they can't drink their drinking water. So they needed a cabinet to store their water fountain. That's one thing. I also, you know, repaired heat and plumbing in the middle of winter. Again, for another couple who had a child. You know, emergency repairs and stuff are one thing, but otherwise, you get in line. I get your signed commission sheet back. You pay your deposit. You get in line, and I'll do my best to accommodate everyone, but I can't make promises. So if you want commissions, better start talking now. Get them in, because it's going to be go time very soon. And if you're not in before somebody else, I'm sorry. I'll do what I can, but all right, so let's pop this out of the fire, get this baby released, and then next week we should be back on the blade. Spicy. Hammer! Well, gonna heat this up again. Thought we could get it all in that one heat, but apparently not. And that's why I kind of didn't want to do this way, but the only other option is to make it from scratch. And I enjoy seeing you work. Well, thank you. I enjoy working for an audience. Honestly, when I did the Fire Festival, the Arts on Fire Festival, it was a bunch of fun working a crowd, and then the next day teaching classes and having people come up and stuff. Because I do have a mobile smithy. The forge is much smaller, doesn't get as hot, but it's still a hand pump bellows. I have a travel anvil. I have the whole nine. And it was so much fun teaching people and working a crowd and stuff. I need to get into that and into like a bunch of these craft fairs, like First Fridays and Third Thursdays and all that jazz, and really start doing something, you know? And is my hand okay? Yes, I get burns and stuff all the time. It's part and parcel. Just part of the job. It's an unfortunate part of the job, but you know, it's what happens. I do wish I got my hair braided this morning. Like a nice 3-strand or something, or maybe three strands that go into one big 3-strand. That'd be cool. One starting right here, one starting over here, one starting over here. Now meeting back here and going down, that'd be really cool. I want to get some nice, good Viking braids, you know? I think that'd be both very functional and kind of hot. But yes, my hands are fine. They're covered in burns, scars, and I can't feel some of my fingertips anymore from smashing my hands, burning them, and all a number of other abuses I've done to my body over the years. But I love what I do, and I wouldn't change a damn thing. Except maybe being able to just do this for the rest of my life. One day, hopefully. I just need about 9 grand. I mean, 20 grand would be much better, but 9 grand, I could buy a shop that's 4 times this size. It's a derelict building, so there's a bunch of work that I'll have to go into it, but... And there is another message held for review. Show. Free thought utilizing innovation. I used to work as a chef and burn and cut myself a lot too. Yeah. Sorry if it doesn't show up, but you know. Yeah, I get that. I mean, no matter how careful you are, you're always going to have a mistake somewhere, somehow. And the faster you go, especially as a chef, I'm sure you were kind of used to moving on a pretty good clip. Mistakes will happen. It's just, 1, how do you mitigate those mistakes? And 2, how do you minimize the impact they have on you? Richard Kent, art shows are where it's at. Nobody wants to pay at the county fairs. Yeah, I don't want to do county fairs. I want to do art shows. I want to do local shows. I want to be on a street corner, and on a middle dark evening, and just getting that fire going. Now, here's one thing I do want to do. Look up Rubens tube. So basically, now this is all showmanship at this point. But I want to get a Rubens tube. I want to get 2 of them. Now, a Rubens tube is basically a long tube with a bunch of 1/8 inch holes drilled in it. You pump in gas from one side, and then you have a speaker taped to the other side. Okay? I want to get two of them in a nice big arc above my head. So one and one, so so it forms a nice arch, right? And then I want to have two microphones. So that as I'm talking to the crowd and hammering away, the flames will jump in stereo. And then, yeah, every now and then just play some music through it. I think that would just be awesome. And can't argue. Long hair and Viking look is hot. Why, thank you. All right, let's get these Quillians released. And if you've really always wanted to work metal, do it. Let's get the big hammer. Something tells me this isn't quite as straight as I thought. I need to regrind this a little bit, I think. Well, you can see I'm going to be fighting with this for a little bit. So you're going to be with me until I get this done. Or until you guys leave. I'm going to be here until I get this done. Why the preference for kilts? Travis Smith. Smith on, brother. Richard Kent. Yep. Some showmanship. Wouldn't that be awesome? Plus, that would really draw a crowd. And I think I can make a lot of sales that way. And thanks. You're welcome. So why the preference for kilts? One, they're both cooler and warmer in both respects than you imagine. One. Two, the fun thing is easy access for all manner of things. And three, they're incredibly protective. It's like wearing basically denim shorts, but then everything is nice and flowy and moves. I get a good airflow so I don't get so swampy and soupy down there. And they look kind of nice. At least I think they look nice on me, and I've got plenty of compliments. So it makes me happy. And I made it myself. A lot of modern clothes suck for doing this kind of work. To be honest, usually I'm wearing a different shirt when I'm doing forging. It's just, if I'm forging on Saturday and it's drenched in sweat, I don't want to wear it on Sunday. But I wear Jacobite shirts that are all 100% cotton linen. And do I wear them the traditional way? Why don't you come find out? And some name in Cyrillic I cannot pronounce, but B said hi, so hello. Honestly, though, that kind of depends upon the venue. Normally, Come find out. I think your idea for fire and speakers would look amazing, especially for the nighttime. Right? I do like putting on a good show. I like having fun. And what's more fun than dancing fire all around you as you're talking to a crowd of people? Doing something you absolutely love. Right? I'm running out of charcoal here. I don't want to put more on if I don't have to. But if I have to, I have to. Let's see. Yeah, I love putting on a good show. I don't want that hot, really. I want the guard hot. I missed where I put my fire. My mistake. I am really sorry. I do not read Cyrillic. A bunch of my friends know how to, but I don't. So I'm not sure what you're saying, buddy. And Brianna, do you make anything out of stainless? Yes, I do. And in a kilt. Yes, I do make things out of stainless, though I try not to. Blades, especially, suck made out of stainless. But I have made a bunch of armor and stuff out of stainless. And of course I'm in a kilt. And I even made the belt and the belt buckle. Now let's see if we can get this guy fixed. And done. It's like I told y'all, I got stuff to do. And getting this hot is kind of a necessity because it's quite much a very friction fit. And you have great calves. Why, thank you. There we go. Really? Gotta stick on the last little bit? Of course it is. Yahtzee. Oh, let's get this straightened out here, and then we'll get going. Hoo-wee! So I think I have enough heat left in there for that. Yeah. Much better. Not perfect, but much better. I can work with that. I can definitely work with that now. Let's see. I really wish I could read your language, buddy. I really wish I do. I'm gonna have to you know, put that into like Google Translate or something later on tonight to see what you're talking about. I apologize. Talented and fashionable. Well, thank you. Wait till it gets a little bit colder. I'll be even more fashionable if you like how I dress now. You know what it smells like that I'm burning? Grinder dust. The resin from the grinder wheels. I'll just get these off to the side. That can't be too good for my health. There should be a setting to auto-translate the chat. There really should be. I don't know if there is, but there really should be. Because I get a lot of people from all around the world. I mean, just in this chat here, I've been talking to people from Indonesia, Tanzania, or Tunisia. There's a lot of people in here that come in from Moscow and Australia and all over Europe, South America. And I can't understand them a lot of the times, which is a real shame, because I do want to hear what they have to say. I do honestly want to understand people. And let's see. Bring on the cold. I'm always ready for the cold. And your live stream is making my fever feel better. Well, I'm glad. Oh my God, we've been here for almost 2 hours. It's kind of getting away from me. I'm having a lot of fun, so that's good, right? Let's finish this up. there we are. Nice and straight again. So I'm going to let this heat up one more time. Both of them if I can. Okay. I'm putting that fire brick on there to help contain the heat where I want it. And that's just going to isolate a lot of things to let this retain a lot more heat as it cools down slowly. Because we did do a lot of work on these, and these are both high carbon steel. And with that, I'm going to call it good. So talented. Thank you. An old bull. Stop hitting the anvil. Wasted time and energy. Says who? It's really not wasted time or energy. It helps me keep time and keep my hand moving where I have to move it. Now, if I was doing power strikes and doing that, yeah, I could agree. That would be a lot of wasted time and energy. But keeping myself moving at a fast pace to kind of do that back and forth, it's the best way I know how. There are several different ways I strike, and that is only just one of them. Anyways, that's my week, guys. That's definitely more than my hour. However, if you like to see more of this, hit subscribe, because I do this every Sunday, and I do intermittent live streams, and I will be starting to produce more content on a regular basis. Not just blacksmithing, but I do leather work, woodwork, design work, all this other stuff as well. Yeah, so that's my week, guys. If you like it, subscribe. If you want to help out, go over to patreon.com/Knightsmith. Even $1 a month helps tremendously. Hopefully I can get into a bigger shop and then start making those beds for kids. But that is all in the future. So, thanks for watching. I appreciate it, and I appreciate you. And thank you for helping make this world better. One kerf at a time, and I'll see y'all next week.